Have you ever felt the tight coil of anxiety in your chest, the kind that twists every thought into, what if I fail? Or what if I'm not enough? It's as if your own heartbeat conspires against you, turning each step forward into a leap over an invisible chasm. In those moments, courage feels out of reach, and the safest choice seems to be to stand still. But what if the bravest inspiration came not from motivational mantras or heroic biographies, but from everyday creatures who face real danger with a kind of no-nonsense boldness? What if we could learn to move through our fears by watching animals that simply don't let fear call the shots? Today, let's journey into 3 worlds where fearless is the rule, not the exception. We'll begin in bustling city parks with the squirrel, small, eyes bright, forever darting across pavement and power lines with astonishing confidence. Then we'll trek into scrubland, where the honey badger reigns as the stuff of legend, shrugging off stings and bites with an almost unbelievable swagger. Finally, we'll stand on an icy cliff's edge, where penguins launch themselves into predator-filled waters as if gravity and sharks are mere details to be negotiated later. These creatures don't see danger as a barrier. They see it as part of their story. In their boldness, they hold up a mirror to our own possibilities, inviting us to ask, where in our lives might we borrow a bit of their fearless spirit? Squirrels, dancing on the edge of danger. Imagine walking through a city park, joggers passing by, coffee cups in hand, the distant hum of traffic. Above, a squirrel perches on a slender branch, tail flicking, eyes scanning. With a sudden flourish, it leaps, first across a gap the width of 2 human arms, then onto the top of a lamppost, balancing on its tiny toes as if the world beneath is nothing but a trampoline for its daring. Squirrels inhabit our urban jungles, yet refuse to be tamed by them. They navigate a maze of cables, concrete, and speeding cars with a confidence that borders on reckless. Every leap, every sprint up telephone wires is a testament to their trust in their own agility and instincts. They don't debate risk, they calculate it in split seconds and move on. For us, the squirrel's bold choreography offers a lesson in leaning into our own edge. We spend so much time analyzing every potential fall, every what if, that we forget our innate capacity to land on our feet. Each time a squirrel bypasses danger, it reminds us that confidence often means making the leap first, trusting that our skills and quick wits will catch us, rather than waiting for perfect conditions that may never come. So, the next time you feel paralyzed by hesitation, whether it's reaching out to a mentor, pitching a new idea, or simply trying something you've never done, remember the urban acrobat. Feel the tension ease as you picture yourself springing across your own chasm, landing safely on the other side because you dared to trust your own ability to adapt. Honey badgers, the swagger of the undaunted. Now, leave the city behind and travel to dry, thorn-filled scrubland under a blazing sun. Here lives one of the most notorious reputations in the animal kingdom, the honey badger. It's a creature built low to the ground, armored with thick skin, and blessed with an attitude that seems to mock danger at every turn. If you've ever heard tales of the honey badger ripping through hives for a taste of honey, shrugging off hundreds of stings, or locking jaws with venomous snakes and emerging unfazed, you know that this animal has become a symbol of unflinching grit. But that courage isn't theatrical, it's practical. The badger moves forward because it must. Food, shelter, survival. Pain is a signal to adapt, not a command to retreat. There is a lesson here in embracing discomfort rather than avoiding it. In our own lives, we flinch at the smallest prick of criticism or the first jab of failure. We cling to comfort and retreat at the first sign of pain. But the honey badger teaches us that sometimes the path to what we need most, for recognition, for growth, for sustenance, winds through stings and scars. We gain strength not by sidestepping discomfort, but by facing it with the swagger of a badger who knows that pain is only part of the journey. Imagine a scenario where you've shied away from feedback, fearing the sting of critique. What might happen if, like the honey badger, you leaned into it, listening, learning, refining, and moved on without letting a single criticism chase you back into hiding? In that moment of fearless openness, you claim your right to grow, proving that no amount of pain can diminish the persistence built into your very core. Penguins, the leap into the unknown. Finally, envision a vast, glittering expanse of ice and snow, where just beyond the drop-off of a steep frosted cliff lies an ocean hungry with predators. Here, colonies of penguins stand on the edge of the world's end, flippers fluttering in anticipation. And then, one by one, they leap. Gravity takes them downward, saltwater braces them, and in an instant, they are swimming among seals and killer whales, darting with the confidence of creatures born to this harsh ballet. This leap is the ultimate act of faith. Faith that their wings, now flippers, will carry them through an unknown world. Faith that their community on the ice will welcome them back. Faith that the food they seek is worth the risk of plunging into danger. They do not hesitate, nor do they look back. Survival in their world depends on moving forward, even when the only guarantee is uncertainty. For us, the penguin's plunge is a powerful metaphor for embracing uncertainty. Whether we're starting a new career, entering a relationship, or launching a passion project, we stand at an edge where the ocean of possibility meets the unknown. We can cling to the comfort of the ice, or we can leap, trusting that our preparation, our resilience, and our community will catch us on the other side. Picture the moment you hesitate at life's cliff edge. Feel your heart skyrocket, then hear the call of your own potential beckoning you to launch. Remember the penguins, and find within yourself the faith that what lies ahead, though unseen, is exactly where you need to be. As we reflect on the squirrel darting across city streets, the honey badger defiantly foraging in thorny thickets, and the penguin plunging fearlessly into frothing seas, a clear pattern emerges. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. The squirrel teaches us that trusting our skills, our agility of mind and body, is the first step in turning hesitation into action. The honey badger reminds us that embracing discomfort can be a path to unexpected growth, as pain becomes a teacher rather than an adversary. And the penguin shows us that leaping into uncertainty is the gateway to new worlds, as faith in ourselves and our community carries us through uncharted depths. These lessons are not fancy philosophies, they are living strategies that we can weave into our own lives. By trusting our abilities, welcoming challenges, and embracing the unknown, we ignite a fearless spirit that transforms obstacles into springboards. Now, take a moment to anchor yourself in silence. Imagine the tasks and fears that keep you frozen in place. The dream you've shelved for being too risky, the conversation you've avoided for fear of fallout, the path you've skirted because the drop-off looked too steep. Ask yourself, in what areas have I let uncertainty paralyze me when a small step of trust, like the squirrel's leap, might have opened doors? Where have I shunned difficulty, ignoring the lessons pain could teach me, as the honey badger embraces stings to feast on what it needs? What is the cliff I stand before now, and how might I honor the penguin's example by taking that plunge, trusting in my wings and the support waiting below? Let these questions settle into your awareness, allowing any tension to loosen as you recognize fear not as a stop sign, but as an invitation to discover your own reservoir of daring. Fearless is not a badge we earn once, but a muscle we build with each courageous choice. By channeling the squirrel's nimble confidence, the honey badger's unyielding grit, and the penguin's daring faith, we learn to face life's chasms with a new kind of curiosity. Trust in your own agility to navigate the tightropes of uncertainty. Welcome discomfort as a catalyst for growth. And when you stand at the edge of the unknown, breathe deeply, gather your resolve, and leap, knowing that you carry within you the strength to ride every current, to stand by your community, and to emerge transformed. In the end, animals that are surprisingly fearless show us that courage is not the privilege of the mighty, but the birthright of every living being. And as long as we remain open to their teaching, their wild wisdom will continue to awaken the fearless spirit dwelling within us all. And they're still showing us the way, if we are brave enough to watch.